should we talk about what to watch for during OTAs and minicamp when the vets get there?
I would love it. What are you going to watch for? Well, first of all, who are you going to watch?
Well, I mean, I think this is Trey Lance time. When OTAs start, Jimmy Garoppolo is not going to be there. He's still rehabbing, and it's going to be like a dry run for the 49ers to sort of fall in love with Trey Lance as their starting quarterback. You know, they keep saying they believe in him, but he needs to show it, which means they don't believe in him. So if he shows it in OTAs and just looks like a totally different guy, someone who, you know, completes most of his passes and looks just, I guess, passes the eye test unlike last year, they'll feel good. But everyone's going to be looking at his release. How does he throw? Does he throw different? He's supposed to be tightening up his release, quickening it. Did he do that? Does he look different than last year, or does he look the same? That's going to be a big topic. Does he look any different than last year? Did the year on the bench do anything for him, or is Jimmy Garoppolo actually coming back?
Iggy, does he have the slow release, sort of like Kaepernick?
Not as slow as Kaepernick, but slower than Jimmy's. I would slower than average. It's okay because he scrambles around a lot, and it's not a big deal when he's outside the pocket. But I think they want him to tighten it up a little bit. So we'll see if he did. We'll see.
Does he have a bit of a looping motion?
A little bit of a loop on the way down.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's not the worst thing in the world. I think he has a much quicker release than Kaepernick. But the thing with Kaepernick was Kaepernick had been throwing his whole life. He was a big baseball player. He couldn't change the way he threw. Trey Lance hasn't been playing quarterback that long. He doesn't have the same like muscle memory. He might be able to change. And unlike Kaepernick, remember people would bring it up to him and he'd say, I'm not really that into mechanics. You know, he would actually say that.
He would.
Lance doesn't do that. He goes to all the best quarterback teachers in the offseason and does the work. So I think he can probably do it under the supervision of a coach in like a one-on-one tutoring session. But can you do it in a scrimmage, 11 on 11? Can you do it? Because usually your muscle memory takes over in those, if he has any. So we'll see. It's a lot of pressure on Trey Lance, a lot of scrutiny.
I'm going to go to a subtopic, and we'll come back to Lance in a second. Kaepernick saying, I'm not that into mechanics is like me saying, I don't need to know grammar.
It was not a good look. You don't want a franchise quarterback saying that.
To know what a paragraph is, right?
I mean, Tom Brady goes to Tom House all the time. You can't do what Tom Brady does? All right, well, okay. Trey Lance wants to.
So listen. So in the OTAs and minicamp, the number one story is the kid quarterback, right?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Let's say the kid quarterback is on the money. Mm-hmm. He's getting guys over the middle, and more important, he's getting guys deep on the sideline, mm-hmm. which is Jimmy can't do.
Yep.
Okay. Then they can anoint him.
Yes.
What if he misses high?
Yeah.
A lot more than you would want.
What if it looks like last year?
Let me misses high. Also, he can't moderate the speed on his passes. And didn't you say in his ball seems to jump a little bit, or
it wobbles a little?
It's a wobbler.
It's a wobbler. It's not a perfect spiral all the time. Sometimes it has a little wobble.
Okay.
And he throws it hard.
So a hard wobble.
Hard wobble.
A hard wobble.
Hard wobble.
What if he misses? Now look, I want you to know I've never seen him in training camp. I'm retired. This is just a hypothetical. We did the good. They anoint him. What if this happens?
It's very discouraging because you're thinking they did everything they could. They kept him on the bench a year. They sent him to all the gurus they could. He was earnest in his attempt to try to improve, and nothing worked. That would be very, very discouraging, in which case they'd have to keep Jimmy Garoppolo, and you'd have to really wonder about what Kyle Shanahan's future is, because he really bet his whole career on this kid. They didn't just let him fall to them. He wasn't just some guy they drafted. They staked their reputations on trading up for him. So if he can't improve at all, that's a big story. And a lot of people are going to talk about it. I'll talk about it. I don't expect it, but I'll have to see.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've moved on from the rookie camp to the main camp. And not only is Trey Lance the big story, but it's an extremely dramatic story.
One more thing about it. Sorry, go ahead. Finish it.
No, because it's going toward defining him and defining the team.
Last year, he really only played with the second team. He got a little reps here and there with the starters. So anytime he did something good, it was kind of invalidated. Well, it's going against backups.
Oh,
This year in OTAs, he'll get the whole time while Jimmy's out rehabbing. You and the starters, you with Debo, you with Kittle. How does it look? Can you sell Can you sell your teammates on this? Can you sell your coaches on this? Can you sell the media on this? He should be able to. He should be able to. If he can't, that's a big story.
okay. What I want to say then, with Jimmy being out, this is a perfect opportunity for a young man to grab it and make it his. They're giving it to him on a silver platter, Iggy.
Silver platter. No pass rush. It's just practice.
No,
Tear it up. You got Debo. Oh, I don't know if Debo is going to be there. Actually, let's take that back. You got Brandon Ayuk. You got George Kittle. You got more than enough. I mean, it's not like Jimmy Garoppolo was particularly great in practices. Just sell the team that you can do as good as him or better. Shouldn't be that hard. Low bar.
So he's got to sell the coaches, the media, the fans, but also the team.
The team, absolutely.
He's got to make the team rally around him.
It's like they're a Broadway play and he's replacing the star, and they have like a couple of months of dry rehearsal. Like, can you bring it? Can you show everyone that you're
they're in Boston or Philly right now, but they're going to open on Broadway soon.
Pretty soon. And I think he can, but I guess he's got to prove it. He's got to prove it. So that's what everyone's going to be watching. As soon as Trey Lance hits the field, it's going to be more scrutiny than a quarterback's had in a long, long time.
And it's Iggy, I would love to write that story.
Oh God, so much fun.
I want to remind our viewers of a story I've told here before. I got this from one of the 49ers coaches. One time when Joe Montana and Steve Young were there, but Young was the backup, Montana went out for a few plays. He got hurt or something like that. And Steve went into the huddle and started saying, we're going to do this. We're going to do, like that. And the other 10 players were like pissed. Who do you think you are?
Yeah.
Yo is our quarterback. You haven't shown us anything. Don't take that tone with us.
Yeah.
And I spoke to the coach, and I didn't know what the coach would think. And he said, Joe proved it over a long time. Steve hadn't proved anything yet.
Yeah.
And now this is his chance to prove to the team.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. It's like, it's some of it's what you do, but some of it's how you do it.
Yeah.
And I think with Lance, it's not just going to be like, can you run around and make plays and throw deep? Like, do you look like you know what you're doing in the offense? If the play is a slant to the left, do you do the 3-step drop? Do you get the ball out on time? Do you look like a veteran, or do you still look like a rookie who's figuring it out? I think it's going to be how he does it. Because last year, actually, his numbers were better than Jimmy's numbers in camp, but it didn't look right to people, so he didn't get the job.
Well, also, Jimmy is probably one of the 5 greatest quarterbacks who's ever lived.
And he's such a great leader and a great guy.
Well, he may be a great guy, and he may be a great leader, but I was being ironic. I wouldn't put him in the top 5 quarterbacks who ever lived.
No, maybe top 10.